This story is from 1 Samuel chapter 17. One day the mighty Philistines came to battle Israel at the valley of Elah. Each army stood on either side of the valley on a mountain. Suddenly a giant showed up. He was 9 feet 9 inches tall. He carried a bronze javelin, wore a bronze helmet, and a heavy armor. His armor was so heavy that it weighed almost 92 pounds. That's really heavy. He even covered his legs with a bronze armor. He must have really loved bronze. This mighty warrior was Goliath from Gath. He stepped out and shouted, "Why are you here? Did you come to fight me? Why don't you choose someone to fight me? Guess what? If he kills me, we will be your servants. All of us will serve you. But if I kill him, then you will be our servants." Then he bellowed again, "Give me someone to fight me." These words made the king Saul and his army so terrified and discouraged. They felt powerless. They felt powerless because they forgot how powerful their God is. Thankfully, there was someone in Israel who knew who Jehovah was. His name was David. His brothers were a part of the army that was scared of the giant. His dad asked him to bring food for his brothers. He brought them roasted grain and 10 loaves of bread. Yummy. His dad even sent some cheese for the leader of the unit. What a kind man his father was. So off he went early in the morning to take the food to his brothers. When he got to the camp, he went to greet his brothers at the battle line. Then, oh yes, out came the giant, shouting his usual threats. And like all other times, the army of Israel was so terrified and so scared. David heard what Goliath said. They said, "This giant is coming to disrespect us. Do you see his size?" David asked, "What would happen to the person who kills the giant? And what would he receive for removing this disrespect from Israel? How dare he insult the armies of the living God?" The men replied, "Whoever kills a giant will get to marry the king's daughter, who'll get a lot of money, and his family won't ever have to pay taxes again." David's older brother overheard him speaking with the men, and he was angry. He asked, "Why did you come here? Who's looking after the sheep? I know you. You are proud. You came to see us fight the Philistines." Meanwhile, someone went to King Saul and told him what David said. So the king sent and called him. When David came to the king, he said, "Don't let anyone be afraid of the giant. I'll fight him." The king replied, "You're unable to fight him. You're a young boy. He's been fighting since he was a young boy, and now he's a mighty warrior." This didn't deter David at all. He told the king about how he kept his father's sheep and he killed a bear and a lion when they tried to take the sheep. To him, Goliath was just like a bear or lion because he spoke against the Most High God. "The Lord delivered me from the bear and the lion, and he will deliver me from Goliath also," said David. So the king said, "Go, and may God be with you." The king gave David all his clothes, a helmet, sword, and an armor. But when he tried to walk, he couldn't because it was all new to him, so he took it off. Instead of all the king's attire, he took his staff, 5 smooth stones, and his sling, and went out to meet Goliath, the giant from Gath. The two sides came to meet each other, and when Goliath saw David, he was upset. "Ha ha ha! Who do you think I am, that you came with sticks to fight me? Come here and watch me feed you to the birds and the wild animals." David replied, "You are coming with a javelin, spear, and sword, but I come in the name of the Lord of hosts. He is the one whose army you are disrespecting. Today he will give me victory over you, and all your soldiers will be bird food." everyone on earth will know that he is God." So David and Goliath ran toward each other. As they ran, David took a stone from his bag and put it in his sling. He swung it. Whoosh, 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 whee! The stone left the sling, sailed into the air, and connected with the giant's forehead. The giant hit the ground with a great fall, thud, and was no more. When the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they ran away, and the armies of Israel chased them. And thus the victory was won for Israel over the Philistines. Now, boys and girls, there are 3 lessons that we can learn from this story that can help us today. 1. Jesus is our best friend and he cares deeply for us. Remember that David said God had protected him from the bear and lion? God can and will protect you also. 2. We must believe in God even if others make fun of us. Remember that David's brother and the king didn't believe that he could conquer Goliath, but he knew that God would be with him. Faith in God tells us to trust God no matter what. And 3. When God gives you an assignment, don't let anyone discourage you from doing it. Remember Saul told David that he was too young to fight Goliath? Obedience to God is more important than listening to others.